Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's been so long. Greetings, Royals. It is Constance. Remember me from QueenLeeMe.com? Your place for tips and inspiration on learning love and pursuing that purpose. If you are single, if you are dating, if you are in a relationship, we have made it our mission to help you do it the right way. Okay? Now, today, y'all not gonna like me, but y'all gonna get this teaching, okay? I am about sick of these beautiful women of God whining and crying for a wonderful man of God to come into their life, and when they finally do, we want to whine and cry about submitting to them. We have to do better, you guys. But I really think, I can't really blame y'all, because I really think y'all have the wrong idea, okay? We're going to clear some things up about submitting to your future husband and how you kind of need to be preparing to do that while you are single. I'm just saying, not that you go around whatever you like to every man, but it's not a switch that's going to flip after you walk down that aisle in that beautiful dress with that bouquet of flowers. It's going to be a struggle unless you are equipped and you have the knowledge. So let's get that today. Let's get smart about this, because we don't want to be dropping the ball when our man of God finally comes. Hello? Anybody? I know I'm not. So, the question of the day is, how in this 21st century can women be expected to be so independent out here in the world, doing their thing, grinding, getting their coins, fulfilling their purpose, but we are expected to be so submissive within the home? How, Sway? How? And this actually seems to be one of the most pressing concerns of single women who are desiring to get married. And as a proactive, single, Christian woman turning 30 in, what's today? The 13th? In 9 days. Oh my God, y'all, I'm so excited for 30. Y'all don't understand. 30, the era that is going to be. Y'all, my future's so bright. Brighter than this ring light shining in my face right now. I've decided to compile the best tips that's helped me learn how to submit to my future husband, and I'm going to share them with you. Please go ahead, stop what you're doing, and share this video with your girlfriend, with your coworker, with your sister, with your neighbor. I don't know. Grab a random person on the street, roll your window down to the car next to you, and just share the video. So, tell them to come and watch it. Okay? Share it. Stupidest things go viral. This information needs to go viral. I don't even care that it's my channel. I don't care. This information needs to go viral. Maybe we wouldn't have so many struggles going on. Maybe we wouldn't be so afraid of finding the one. Maybe we'll stop sabotaging ourselves. How about that? Maybe we'll see submission for what it really is. Okay, let's get into it. The first tip for preparing to submit to your future husband is to practice with God. If you can't submit to God and His word and His way, then you have no business even being in a relationship. That's step one. If you can't master submission in your relationship with Him, then you are definitely going to struggle in your marriage. It's a fact. Jesus says, if you love me, you will accept my commands. And God commands us to be submissive to our husbands. It don't sound right now. I know you are repelled. I know your flesh is crawling. You might have a little gag in your throat, but bear with me. We're going to clear this thing up, okay? Hold on, sis. So submitting to God in your singleness builds trust because you know that God knows best. And as wives, we have to trust our husbands, the head of our homes, to know what's best. And in the instances that they don't, because sometimes they will not know what's best. Sometimes we might actually know what's best. However, if you are submitted to God, you are hopefully going to choose a man who's submitted to God, and you can trust that God who you've built trust with in your singleness to lead your husband in the right way. Because you've already built that trust between you and God that says, you know what, over everything, you know best. So once you get into your marriage and your husband is the head of your home, just like your husband will love you like Christ loves the church, you will have to trust him like the church trusts Christ. You have to let go of the reins and submit to your husband in his decision making, because you know that no matter what, God's got you. He's got you, he's got your husband, he's got y'all together, and he knows what's best. So practice with God first so you can build up that trust, and so you can start those habits of submission with him. My second tip for preparing to submit to your future husband is to forgive your exes. I feel like I talk about this all the time because it is so important. How many times do we get in relationships? We punish our present relationship for what happened in our past relationship. Resentment and bitterness make it impossible for submission to have a place in marriage. If you haven't truly forgiven your ex or even yourself for your past relationships, then that means you're still carrying these things with you. And as much as you want to think that you're over it, you probably just buried those things in the back of your heart and mind. And it could very well stay in the background until a situation causes it to rear its ugly head. And that situation is probably going to be your next relationship. So if you don't let those things go now while you're still single, then you're going to end up treating your future husband like one of your exes, if not all of your exes, and then that's going to cause him to want to be one of your exes. My third tip for preparing to submit to your future husband is to be selective. I cannot stress how important it is to determine the type of man you want to marry while you are still single. Take some time to understand what you need from your husband. Who do you need your husband to be in order for your relationship to work out? We might have to submit to our husbands, but we also have the privilege of choosing who we submit to. The ball is really in our court. So make sure that you clearly define the type of person that you wouldn't mind submitting to. Because if not, then submission is just going to feel like punishment or a chore. So make sure that you equip yourself with the ability to choose a man that will give you pride and joy in submitting to. My fourth tip is to find your balance. Submission was never meant for you to lose your voice or relinquish your opinions, but there is a right way to do things. And this right way is going to depend on your unique personality and perspective. While you're in your singleness, keep your antennas up for opportunities where you can allow your voice to be heard while still respecting authority. This balance is going to be invaluable in your marriage. We've all heard the saying, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And I think the mistake that a lot of women make is being all or nothing. Either we are going all in, we have no filter, we are just like snatching souls and just letting people have it, or we bite our tongues to the point where we just say nothing and everything gets bottled up and we just get pushed around and passed over, and that's not good either. In your marriage, you should feel comfortable and confident articulating your thoughts and your feelings while still being able to take into account others' thoughts and feelings as well. And that habit is going to have to be practiced right now in your singleness. You should be able to do this in a way that communicates care and respect, but that also sets the expectation that you require respect as well. You teach people how to treat you, and this goes for your husband as well. Practicing this balance is going to allow him to feel confident about seeking your wisdom and valuing your opinion in your marriage. This is what's going to make the marriage feel more like a partnership and less like a dictatorship. And when that dynamic is in play, it's easy to submit because you're not constantly struggling over losing your voice or not being heard. My 5th tip for preparing to submit to your future husband is to fast. The more you deny your flesh, the stronger your spirit will become, and the stronger your spirit is, the more you desire to follow the word of God. Paul talks about how his flesh wars against his spirit. The more that we feed our flesh, the more the spiritual things are going to feel unnatural, undesirable, and uncomfortable to us. Marriage is a spiritual thing, and you better believe that being able to submit in marriage is highly, heavily spiritual. It's not a natural thing to do. Hello? Do we need to go all the way back to the Garden of Eden where Eve came in late, but she thought she was running things, trying to give people apples and stuff to eat? Girl, it's not a woman's natural inclination to submit, and that's exactly why God commanded us to submit. Not because we are a physically or mentally weaker vessel, but because all of this intelligence and all of this strength, all of this independence, we were created whole. Adam was the one who was missing a rib. Eve was good. She stepped into the game whole, okay? So we have always been independent. But in order for marriage to work, there has to be an opportunity for a partnership to occur. Hence, submission. But fasting is a way to feed your spirit, which casts down your flesh and causes your desire to please God to become stronger. I personally want to do what pleases God in my singleness, in my marriage, in everything that I do, because I truly do love Him with my whole heart, and I want my life, my singleness, and my marriage to be a reflection of that. And I also want God's blessing over my marriage, so I understand that I have to be obedient in order for that to occur. I personally fast 1 day a week no matter what, because it keeps my flesh in check. A lot of people fast when they are seeking a certain answer from God, or for certain situations. The Bible says some things only come through fasting and prayer. And when I say fast, I mean fasting from food. I fast from 12 midnight until either 12 noon, or sometimes I go from 12 midnight to 4 p.m. No food. I allow myself 1 cup of green tea, and the rest of the time I'm drinking water. And during the times I would normally eat, I go and I pray, or I read the word. I spend time with God. Or sometimes I just close my mouth and open my mind and my heart to God and just let Him pour into me, because we need to be doing that a little bit more as well. Now, I'm not saying that my way is the right way, and I'm not suggesting that you adopt my fasting habits. However, this is simply an example, and if fasting is new to you, then if you're going to do it, I would suggest reading up on it first. Google it, read a book on it, get your information first. Don't just go into it blindly, because it's not a game, okay? But it will teach you self-control. It will teach you self-discipline, and it has literally just changed my life on so many levels. That has to be a different video. I can't even begin to start that in this video. It will be 5 days long. I think we've been looking at submission all wrong. I think submission is actually a good thing for us. It's a relief even. It's good to know that someone who loves you and who cares about you, someone like your future husband, is going to be covering you in that way. It's comforting. It's a relief. As a single woman, the struggle gets real, okay? You know that solo struggle. So being able to submit to an amazing man of God is actually something that we should be looking forward to. So I hope that you still love me. I hope that you don't hate me too much, you know? If you like this video, if you got something out of it, if it helped you in any way, I hope that you would like, comment, and subscribe. Please, please, please share this with somebody who you think needs to know this information or could benefit from these tips. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram for almost daily tips and inspiration on learning love and pursuing purpose. Subscribe to my blog as well, and I will link that down below. And I will see you same place next time.